Hey everyone, welcome back to Higher Calling. We're stepping into day 22 of our 30 days of faith, and I'm so thrilled you're here with me. Today's all about living in God's love. Alright, let's set the scene. Ever have one of those days where doubts sneak in? And love feels like it's slipping away? Maybe it's mid-afternoon, work's wearing you down, your kids pushing your buttons, or a worry hits that makes you question if you're enough. I've been there, just last week. I'm halfway through a Wednesday, 2 p.m. My boss snaps about a missed deadline, my kids sulking over a fight with a friend, and my wife's quiet after a rough day. My heart's heavy. Am I even loved in this mess? And I'm doubting. Tempted to pull back or tough it out alone. Ever feel that? Where the days rolling and doubts dim the love you're supposed to feel. Those moments, they're real. They're raw, and they test your faith like nothing else. I'll be honest. Doubt loves to creep in when the day's in full swing. Morning's got that fresh start, you're sipping coffee, praying for connection, feeling loved and secure. Night rolls around, and it's quieter, you're reflecting, maybe resting in that love. But mid-afternoon, late in the day, that's when it hits, when the day's worn you down. Energy's fading, and love feels buried under the noise. Take yesterday, 3 p.m. I'm at my desk. Boss's words still stinging, kids' mood still sour, and I'm thinking, does love even reach me here? It's not loud despair, it's a quiet ache. A whisper that makes you wonder if you're held when everything's off. Ever had that midday doubt where you're not crumbling, just drifting? Am I loved in this? That's where we're starting, because doubt's real, and it loves to test your heart. Here's where faith throws a lifeline, because love, it's not lost, it's God's, and His Word shows you how to live in it even when doubts roar. In 1 John chapter 4 verse 16, it says, "And so we know and rely on the love God has for us." God is love. That's not just a sweet note, it's a game changer for when the day's wild and your soul's questioning. Ever feel like love's too far to grasp? That's when this hits. God's not asking you to earn it. He's calling you to live in His love. Even in chaos. Over the next 100 minutes, we're diving deep into how living in God's love isn't about feeling perfect. It's about faith rooting you when you're low. I'll walk you through a Wednesday where doubt nearly pulled me under, work stung. Hearts hurt, but love held firm. We'll unpack the Bible. 1 John chapter 4 verse 16, "S not fluff. It's a promise for your shakiest days." And we'll get practical, real steps to live in love when doubts peak. Because who hasn't drifted in uncertainty and wished for more? This isn't about dodging the doubt, it's about living in love right through it. Last week, I'm pacing at 2:30 p.m., boss's jab echoes. Kids' sulk lingers, and I'm thinking, love's not here. Ever been there? Midday doubts dimming your anchor? That's your moment. Love doesn't erase the mess, it holds you in it. So grab your coffee, or whatever's keeping you steady, get comfy. And let's roll. Quick question to chew on. When's the last time doubt hit and you wished you'd lived deeper in God's love? Jot it down, we'll circle back. Day 22's about living in God's love when the day's wild. Let's dive in together. Okay, Higher Calling fam, welcome to the meat of day 22, living in God's love. We've kicked things off with those midday moments when doubt sneaks in, work stinging, kids sulking, worries piling, and love feels like a stretch. Now, let's dig into what it really means to live in God's love. Why it's so tough when the day's rolling, and how it tests your faith to the core. This isn't about the easy love when everything's clicking. These are the gritty times when doubts roar. And love feels like a hope you're not sure you can hold. Ever hit that point where you're drifting? Love? In this chaos? That's where we're starting, because living in God's love is real. It's raw, and it's a faith fight worth digging into. 1 John chapter 4. 16's our anchor. We know and rely on the love God has for us. God is love. Let's unpack what that looks like when the clock's ticking past 2 p.m. and doubts are loud. So, what's living in God's love? It's that stubborn, steady trust that His love holds you, even when the day's a mess and your heart's aching with, am I enough? Picture this. It's Wednesday, 2 p.m. I'm at my desk, boss snaps about a missed deadline. My kid's teacher texts, he's upset over a friend, and my wife's quiet after a tough day. My chest's tight. Does love even reach me here? What if I'm not enough? I'm doubting, tempted to pull back or tough it out, because chaos is loud. And love feels shaky. Ever feel that? Where midday's a grind, doubts pile up, Love dims, and trust seems like a leap? That's it, gritty, real, a tug on your soul when everything's screaming. You're alone. I've been there, staring at my screen, muttering, I'm not feeling it. Why midday? Because that's when doubt peaks, when morning's warmth fades and you're stuck in the thick. Feeling the drift. Early hours? You're fresh, coffee's hot. Prayers for love are bold. Trust's high. Night? You're winding down, resting in it some. But 2 p.m. 3 p.m. That's the crunch, when the days warn you. And doubt makes love feel distant. Last Tuesday, 2:30 p.m. I'm at home, boss's words sting. Kids' sulk lingers, wife's quiet, and I'm drifting. Love, now? Ever had that midday ache? Where you're not breaking, just doubting, am I held in this? It's not loud despair, it's a quiet whisper. A shadow that makes love feel out of reach when the day's heavy. I've clenched my jaw, where's it, till my head hurt. Sound familiar? That's when doubt loves to test your faith. Let's unpack 1 John chapter 4 verse 16. John's not writing this from a cozy place, he's an old apostle. Facing exile, love tested, and he's blunt. We know and rely on the love God has. Ever think about that grit? Last Wednesday, 2 p.m. Work stinging. Kids off, I'm doubting. But God is love, says hold on. Ever feel like love's too far? John says no, we know, it's sure, rely on. Ever pray for love and feel lost? That's when this hits, faith lives in his love. Not your proof, it's a lifeline when chaos whispers. Why's this matter? Because doubt strains your heart, it's small but sharp. Big crises? Rare. These drifts? Daily. Last Thursday, 3 p.m. Kids still sulky. Wife's distant, I'm thinking. Love's not here. Ever feel doubt dim your anchor? I've stared at my phone, prove it, over nothing. Regretted it fast. That's the trap. Doubt doesn't scream, it drifts. And before you know it, you're questioning, maybe I'm not loved. Ever doubt and wonder why? That's it. Chaos tests love when you're low. I've sighed, not now, till my chest ached. This isn't fluffy, doubt's a wrestle. Love's the fight. We're wired to seek proof, show me, but doubt feeds on that. Ever drift and crash? Last Monday, 2:45 p.m. Work's heavy. Kids loud, I'm aching. Love's gone, ends in me pulling back. Feeling worse. 1 John chapter 4 verse 16 says, rely on, not your proof, God is love. Ever tough it out and regret it? That's the lie, earn it, but faith says, live it. I've had moments, wife silence. Kids fight, am I enough? Ever wrestle that? It's real, where love gets gritty. Why midday? Because it's raw, everyone's watching. Morning's private, love's bold. Night's calm, trust's easy. Midday? Public, co-workers, family, they see you drift or hold. Last Friday, 2 p.m. Store line slow. Kids tugging, I could pull back. But God is love, says stay. I nod, rough day. Huh? Clerk nods. I'm steady, not my win. Faiths, ever blow at midday? I've doubted. Where's it? Felt flat. Love? That's trusting, not loud. Real. Love isn't earning, it's living now. Last Tuesday, 3 p.m. Work's stingy, I'm drifting. Where's love? Ever feel that? That's your shot. Rely on, isn't later, it's now. I've doubted, regret every time, but living in love? That's faith, small, steady. Ever hold in doubt and feel lighter? That's it, not proving. Living. Next, a Wednesday where doubt hit hard, but for now, what's your midday doubt? Work jab? Kid sulk? That's your fight. Love's your stand. Okay, higher calling fam. Let's get personal now. Time to dive into a story for day 22. Living in God's love. We've unpacked what love means when doubt creeps in. And now I'm taking you into a Wednesday where I learned the hard way that drifting's a dead end. But living in God's love? That's a lifeline. 1 John chapter 4 verse 16. We know and rely on the love God has for us, is our anchor. And I'll show you how it played out when chaos hit midday and I had every chance to pull back. I'll give you two versions. One where I let doubt dim me and turned into a distant mess nobody wanted near. And one where I leaned into faith and lived in love. Ever had a day where doubt made love feel far? Stick with me, this one's raw, real, and straight from my own wrestle. So, it's Wednesday, 2 p.m., and the day's already a grind. Morning started off, coffee's weak. Kids sulking over a friend fight. I'm late out the door. I'm at work now. Boss snaps about a missed deadline. My phone buzzes, wife texts. Rough day. I'm beat. And the teacher emails, he's still upset. I'm heavy, lunch was a stale bagel, coffee's cold. And the clock's ticking, 2:30 p.m. Midday dimming, love? In this, my heart's aching, chest tight. God, am I enough? Ever had that midday pile-on? Where doubt gangs up and love feels like a ghost. That's me. Wednesday. Round 1. Version 1. No love. Just doubt. I'm in full-on drift mode, I'm not enough. Boss's snap? I spiral. He hates me. God's not here, muttering. I'm alone. Teacher's email? I snap. Another sulk? Great, voice sharp. Regret instant. Wife texts. I'm beat, I pull back. She's done with me, no faith. Just doubt. Tone like a wall. I pace, stare at my screen. Where's love? By 3 p.m. I'm a wreck. Love's gone. Doubt wins. A distant mess nobody wants near. Ever been that guy? Where midday doubts sink you and you're drifting by afternoon. That's Wednesday. Loveless, zero trust. All regret piling up. Rewind. Version 2. With love. Same Wednesday. Same grind, weak coffee. Kids sulk. Chaos stacking. Clock's ticking past 2:30 p.m. but this time, I don't let doubt rule. I'm at my desk. Boss's jab stinging. Teacher's email nagging. When 1 John chapter 4 verse 16 hits, we rely on the love. I'm like, now? In this? But I pause, right there. Chaos buzzing. Take a shaky breath. Mutter, God, I'm doubting. Hold me in your love. Not polished, no bells. Just a plea from a guy on the edge. No zap, but a nudge. I'm here. Ever try that? Just stopping when doubt's loud? It's weird, but it shifts, like the mess is still there. But it's not the king. So, I lean in, boss's snap? I breathe. Think, God is love, I'll keep on. Teacher's email? I soften, we'll fix it. Thanks, calm, not curt. Wife calls, I nod. You're enough. We're good, no pacing, I sit. Rely on, not distant me today. By 3 p.m. I'm not wrecked, I'm steady. Boss still stings. Kids off, doubt didn't win. Ever feel that? Where love sneaks in and you're not drifting. What's the difference? Version 1. I'm a wave, doubt tosses me. I'm dim, killing trust. Wife's quiet, teacher's dodged, doubt owns me. A drifting wreck. Version 2. I anchor. Rely on, doesn't fix the mess, it holds me. That 10-second prayer, hold me, didn't clear the chaos, but lit my heart. Ever notice doubt grows when you drift? I've snapped at clerks, hurry, doubted, till I sank, regret every time. Love? That's trust, I push. I breathe, small wins. Big hold. Ever turn a drift into a nod? That's Wednesday. Loved. Proof this works when doubt's a beast. This isn't polished, boss didn't soften. Kids still sulky, wife's beat, but I wasn't alone. God is love, isn't a fix, it's a hold when doubts roar. Work didn't ease, but my heart steadied, kid didn't cheer, but I stayed soft. Ever live in love and feel lighter? That's faith, not my grip. His love, I got home, kid chattering, thinking, how'd I not pull back? Not me, God's love holds. Midday doubts, they're daily. Yours might be Tuesday, every afternoon when chaos spikes. Point is, love isn't later, it's now. Ever trust in a doubt and feel it? That's love, small, steady, real. Why's this hit? Because doubt tests your heart. Love proves your faith. I've drifted, doubted over a jab, felt cold after. But Wednesday? Love won, not slick. Just solid, I stood held. Next, we'll dig scripture. But for now, what's your Wednesday doubt? Work sting? Kid sulk? That's your shot. Love's your stand. Okay, higher calling fam. Let's dig deeper now. Time to crack open the Bible for day 22. Living in God's love. We've talked what love looks like in that Wednesday where I went from drifting to steady by leaning into faith. Now, let's see what scripture really says about living in love when doubt hits midday. When chaos roars and your heart's tempted to pull back. This isn't just a cozy quote, it's raw, battle-tested truth that meets you in the thick of work jabs, kid sulks, or heavy days. We're anchoring on 1 John chapter 4 verse 16. We know and rely on the love God has for us, and pairing it with Romans chapter 8 verses 38 to 39. Nothing will be able to separate us from the love of God. These aren't fluffy lines, They're anchors for your shakiest days. Ever wonder how John and Paul held love in chaos? Stick with me. We're unpacking what the word says about trusting when doubt's loudest. Let's start with 1 John chapter 4 verse 16. John's not writing this from a soft spot, he's in exile. Faith tested, love stretched, and he's blunt. We know and rely on the love. Ever think about that grit? Last Tuesday, 2 p.m. Work stinging. Kids off, I'm doubting. But God is love, says hold on. Ever feel like love's slipping? John says no, we know, it's sure, rely on. Ever pray for love and feel dim? That's when this hits. Faith lives in his love. Not your proof, it's a lifeline when chaos drifts. Now, let's pair it with Romans chapter 8 verses 38 to 39. Paul's writing to a church under fire. Trials everywhere, and he's clear. Nothing will separate us from the love. Ever think about that heat? Last Wednesday, 2:30 p.m. Boss's jab hurts. Wife's quiet, I'm drifting. Where's love? That's when this lands. Nothing, not chaos. Love of God. Ever feel doubt cuts you off? Paul says no. In Christ, unshaken, love. Ever doubt and wish you'd held? That's the shift. Chaos roars. Faith holds, God's love stands. Right in the mess. These verses vibe. 1 John chapter 4 verse 16, rely on, roots your trust. Romans chapter 8 verse 38-39, nothing separates, locks it in. John's exile, God is love. Paul's trials, unshaken. Ever think midday's your doubt? Last Thursday, 2 p.m, work piles. Kids sulky, I'm dim. Where's God? But no, and nothing, tag team it. Love isn't proving, it's living. John didn't drift. Paul didn't break, God held. Ever doubt and wish you'd trusted? That's when this kicks, doubt roars. Love stands. God's got the hold and the promise. Right when the day's wildest. Ever feel held after a shaky doubt? That's faith, not fluff. Gritty and real. John says trust. Paul says nothing breaks. Why midday? Because that's when doubt tests. Mornings bold. Nights calm. But afternoons raw. Last Friday, 3 p.m. Work's heavy. Kids loud, I'm drifting. No love. Ever feel that whisper? That's your shot. Rely on, steadies. Nothing separates, holds. I've doubted, pulled at delays, felt cold after. But love? I nod. God's here, and trust, not my win. His. Ever see love shift the vibe? That's faith, public, gritty, midday real. Doubts daily. Love is too. God's not distant, he's holding. Right when you're low. This isn't theory, John lived it. Paul proved it. 1 John, exile, rely on. Romans, trials, nothing separates. Ever face midday doubts? Last Monday, 2 p.m. Kids sulk. Work's late, I could drift. God's gone. But we know, says trust. I breathe, you've got me, and hold, steady. Not sharp. Ever scrape by and wonder how? That's faith, not loud. There, I've doubted, snapped at a text, regret city. Love? That's strength. God's in your doubt too. Ever trust in chaos and smile? That's him holding you. Why's this matter? Because doubt tests your heart. Love proves your faith. I've drifted, sulked over a jab, felt heavy after. But Wednesday? Love won, not slick. Solid, I stood held. Next, we'll unpack how to live this. But for now, what's your midday doubt begging for love? Work sting? Kid sulk? That's your fight. Love's your stand. Okay, higher calling fam. We're rounding out the core of day 22, living in God's love. We've hit what love means. That Wednesday where I went from drifting to steady. And how the Bible backs it with 1 John chapter 4 verse 16. We rely on the love. Now, let's get practical, because this isn't just a talk to nod at. It's a way to live when work stings. Kids sulk, or doubts spike, and love feels dim. I'm giving you 3 simple steps to live in God's love, plus a 7-day challenge to lock it in. Ever wish you had a playbook for those midday moments when doubt's loud and your heart's drifting? That's what this is, real. No fuss moves to trust in his love when you're low. Let's roll up our sleeves and dive in. Step 1. Name it. Call out the doubt when it strikes. Sounds basic, huh? But it's key. We're wired to dodge doubt. I'm fine. I'll push, but it drifts. Dims your heart. Ever catch doubt midday? Last Monday, 2 p.m. Work's heavy. Kids sulky, I'm drifting. I'm not enough. Step 1's about owning it. Pause. 5 seconds. Name it. Take a breath, like sipping air through a straw, and say, God, I'm doubting your love. Not fancy, just real. I did it, stood there. Boss's jab stinging. God, I'm dim. No flash, but a nudge. I see it. Ever try that? Just naming doubt when it's loudest? It's the first crack. Love starts when you call out the drift instead of hiding it. Step 2. Pray it. Ask for love, not proof. Once you've named it, don't stew, pray. 1 John chapter 4 verse 16 isn't solo. God is love, means he's in it. So ask. This isn't a long plea, just a quick, God, hold me in your love. Last Tuesday, 2:30 p.m. Kids off. Wife's quiet. I'm doubting. Where's love? I name it. I'm dim. Then pray, God, I'm drifting. Fill me with your love. Takes 5 seconds, ragged. No poetry. Raw. Chaos doesn't lift. But I feel it, a nudge. I'm here. Ever pray that when doubt hits? Not for proof, but for love to hold? I mutter, your love, and nod. That's not me. That's grace stepping in fast. Ever notice praying shifts the ache? It's not about clearing, it's about living in it. Step 3. Trust it. Lean on his love, not your grip. Here's the clincher. You've named it. Prayed it. Now trust it. Rely on isn't a hope. It's faith in God as love. After that prayer, I didn't just nod, I trusted, he holds. Last Wednesday, 2 p.m. Work stingy. Kids loud, I name. Doubt, pray. Fill me, trust. Your love, I say. We're good, steady, not sharp. Ever do that? A breath, a trust, his love, small lean. Big hold. I've skipped it, doubted alone. But trust it, says lean. Ever see doubt ease when you trust? That's Jesus, quiet, real love. Why every day? Because doubt's relentless, work jabs. Kids sulk, hearts drift. Last Thursday, 3 p.m. Wife's quiet. Kids off, I'm tempted. Not now. Ever feel that pull? That's your shot. Name it. Pray it. Trust it. 15 seconds. Chaos roars. I'm held. God's here. I've drifted. Snapped at delays. Wrecked after. Trusting? That's steady. I grin at my wife. Not pull back. Ever try love when you'd rather doubt? That's faith. Gritty. Real. Doubt peaks daily. Love does too. Trusting's your move. The 7-day challenge. Here's your playbook. Try this every midday for a week. Starting tomorrow. Step 1. Name it, 5 seconds. God, I'm doubting. Step 2. Pray it, 5 seconds. Hold me. Step 3. Trust it, 5 seconds. Your love, 15 seconds total. Mid-jab. Mid-sulk. Mid-drift. Last month, I did it, day 1. Muttering over work, God. Where? Day 3. Trusting at a kid's mood, no snap. Day 5. Holding in chaos, not perfect. Held. Ever wonder what 7 days could shift? I was dim, still am, but by day 7. Love stuck. You in? Try it. See if your afternoons don't steady. How it works. Name it owns the doubt. Pray it taps the source. Trust it plants love. Last Friday, 2 p.m. Works heavy, I name. Doubt, pray. Hold me, trust. Your love, I roll, not drifting. Firm. Ever notice doubting grows the dim? I've pulled, regret every time. This, 15 seconds. Love wins, not proving. Living. It's not zapping doubt, it's you not breaking. Ever turn a drift into a hold? That's grace, not grit. Love grows when you trust. Why it's real. John trusted, rely on, mid-exile. Paul held, nothing separates, mid-fire. Me? I don't earn love, I live in it. Last Monday, 2 p.m. Kids loud, I name. Pray, trust. God's here. No rush, steady, doubt fades. Love holds. Ever trust and wonder how? That's faith. God is love, in the muck. Try it tomorrow, 15 seconds when doubt hits. Drop a comment after day 1, I'm cheering you. Next, we'll wrap this, but for now, what's your midday doubt begging for love? Work jab? Kid sulk? That's your shot. Love's now. Fam, trust it. Hey everyone, Higher Calling fam. We've made it to the end of day 22. Living in God's love. Wow, what a journey, huh? We've walked a full 100 minutes together. And I'm so grateful you've stuck with me. From those shaky midday doubts to the steady truth that's held us when chaos roared. Let's wrap this up tight. Because this isn't just a chat to breeze past. It's a way to live when the day's wild and your heart's tempted to drift. We kicked off with that real ache, those moments when doubt piles on midday. Work stings, kids sulk, and love feels buried under the noise. 1 John chapter 4 verse 16 lit the path. We know and rely on the love God has for us. That's not a gentle nudge, it's a lifeline for when your trust's fading and your soul's doubting. Ever feel like middays when doubt hits hardest? That's where this lands, God's love holds. Fam, right in the mess, we dove into what living in God's love means. That stubborn trust that His love's there when chaos drifts and doubt's loud. Midday's the crunch, doubts spike. Love dims, and trust feels impossible. Then I took you into that Wednesday, 2 p.m., coffee's cold. Boss's snap stings, kids sulking, wife's quiet, and doubt screaming. Pull back. Version 1. I caved, no love, snapped at the teacher. Pulled from my wife, paced, till I was a distant wreck. By 3 p.m., trust was gone. A mess nobody wanted near. Total bust, doubt owned me. Version 2. I leaned in, rely on, pushed steady at work. Softened with my wife, sat firm, love held. Chaos didn't stop, boss stung. Kids sulked, but I wasn't drifting. Ever had a day where doubt could have sunk you, but something held you? That's faith, not my grip. His love. Next, we cracked open the Bible. 1 John chapter 4 verse 16, rely on, from John's exile. Paired with Romans chapter 8 verse 38-39s, nothing separates, from Paul's trials. These aren't just verses, they're anchors for when midday doubts hit, work jabs. Hearts drift, and love feels far. John says trust it, Paul says nothing breaks it, and together they shout that love isn't earning, it's living. And we wrapped with the how-to, 3 steps to live it. Name the doubt. Pray for love, trust His hold. 15 seconds, God, I'm doubting, hold me, your love, I've lived it. Monday's kid sulk, Tuesday's work sting, not magic. A lifeline. Then the 7-day challenge, 15 seconds daily to name. Pray, trust, shifted me from dim to held by day 7. Ever wonder what a week of love could do? That's your shot. Living in God's love isn't proving, it's trusting when doubt roars. Here's the heart of it. Living in God's love isn't about a perfect day. It's about a steady hold when you're low. That Wednesday didn't fix my boss or cheer my kid. It showed me love's real, wife softened. I stayed steady. Ever feel that nudge, like, you're held here, even when chaos spins? That's God's love, not your grit. I've doubted, pulled over a jab, drifted at a sulk, regretted it every time. But trusting? That's the win. Work stung, but my heart lifted, love grew. Small but mighty. What about you? Where's your midday doubt begging for trust? The work sting? The kid sulk? That's where faith meets you, not when it's smooth, but when it's rough, right in the thick of your day. This isn't about skipping doubt, it's about living through it. Every time it whispers. Think about John, exile heavy, he says. Rely on. Paul, trials endless, nothing separates. Last weekend, I'm at the park, winds blowing, kids fussing. I'm doubting a snack while birds perch steady overhead. 1 John chapter 4 verse 16 says, God is love. Romans chapter 8 verses 38-39 says, nothing will separate. Ever feel doubt and wish you'd trusted? That's the shift. God's not too big for your boss or kid's mood. I've had days, staring at my screen over work, pulling at a silence, could have trusted, didn't, felt dim after. But Wednesday, love won, not perfect, just present, I stood held. Ever trust in a doubt and feel lighter? That's faith with grit, small trusts. Big hold, God's love guards. Right when doubt peaks. Now, fam, I'm tossing you the mic. I want your voice in this fight. Drop a comment below. What's your Wednesday doubt story? That midday moment where you drifted and crashed, or maybe trusted and stood, tell me. I'm reading every one, or just shout, I'm in. If you're jumping on this 7-day challenge, 15 seconds a day. Name the doubt, pray for love, trust His hold, right when chaos lands. Hit that like button if this steadied you, because it's not just me here, it's us. Walking this faith journey together. And if day 22 lit something, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell, day 23's coming. Resting in God's grace. And we're diving into how faith frees you when the day's wild and guilt creeps in. It's raw, it's real, and it's next, don't miss it. Before I sign off, hear this. You're not alone in your midday doubts. I've been the guy with a snapping boss, a sulking kid, and a quiet wife yelling, "I'm not enough, I'm still here." And so are you. That's not luck, that's love. John trusted it. Paul held it, and we can too. Take this with you, next time work stings or hearts drift. You got a lifeline. We rely on the love God has. Try that 7-day run. Fam, I'm cheering you big time. Maybe it's the boss's jab you'll trust through tomorrow. Or that kid's sulk you'll hold past, small steps. Mighty love. Good night, or good afternoon. Whenever you're catching this, and God bless you big. See you for day 23, keep the faith. Keep it real, and let's roll this journey together.